At the foot of a 5.5-meter deep shaft there lies a chamber which no human being has set eyes on for over 3,000 years. The entrance door has no seal whatsoever.
The coffins are pushed into one corner and one is on top of the others.
Which dynasty does this tomb belong to, and who are these coffins for? Will the archaeologists find the mummy of a pharaoh inside? Before we can access the coffins, we need to remove the jars and see what's inside. The jars could provide us with precious clues and help us date the tomb. Inside the jars, the archaeologists find large quantities of natron, a salt used by the ancient Egyptians in the mummification process, and which is very good at absorbing water. As well as natron, there are animal bones, pieces of wood, bits of clay, bandages soaked in resin, mud seals, and fragments of pottery. It is one of these fragments which gives hope to the team.
This a wine jar fragments which was found in jar number 3, the big storage jar. And it's got a year 5, it gives no name of the king, a year 5, and it's wine of Charu. It's interesting because there's also wine from Charu found in Tutankhamun's tomb, and it's also from year 5.
Is KV-63 therefore connected in some way to KV-62, the tomb of Tutankhamun? In order to confirm this theory, we need more evidence, some clue, maybe an inscription with the name of a pharaoh. Once the jars have been removed, the archaeologists can at last move on to examining the coffins.
They found that the coffins were completely deteriorated. The wood was in a very bad condition. Then I brought an Egyptian team under Nadia Lokma, and they began to do a good work in the consolidation of the wood.
Nadia Lokma, conservator for the Cairo Museum, is faced with a nearly impossible task.
In that time, we saw that there are 7 coffins in a horrible situation. Oh my goodness, it was horrible. The termite eat most of the wood, because you see, the termite eat what's inside and you just leave the outer surface.
The wood consolidation process requires days of work.
And inside the coffin there was pieces of pottery and stone and fabric and many things, and most of the things are inorganic. The climate inside the tomb, it was extremely dry. It was 17%, and this is very low. So the wood tried to shrink because it's absorbed the water and give the water. So it tried to shrink. Wood, he can't shrink because what inside it, it was stable in the size. So it's broken. In a closed space like that and deep, it was horrible. The situation, it wasn't, I mean, for work, it wasn't easy. I mean, we are deep and we use too much material because we have to use a lot of consolidation material and very dilute.
Hawass and Sharden try to date the coffins.
Dynasty 18, all of it? Because this is typical Dynasty 18.
Leaning on top of the others, there is a smaller coffin, half open, in good condition. What will we find inside? We need to move it in order to open it. It's a very delicate operation. The coffin is precariously balanced, and the slightest misjudgment could make it fall.
Chad, do you want to move the cover?
Sharden moves the cover. The team holds its breath. Inside the coffin, there are 6 pillows pressed down to the bottom. beneath the pillows, we find an unexpected surprise. A small golden coffin.
We never expected a little gold coffin under the pillows. It was exciting to have something complete where you didn't expect anything.
But there are no inscriptions, neither on the coffinette nor on the coffin that contains it. Who had they been prepared for then?
In my opinion, this coffinette could be for the burial of an infant.
The main thing that makes me think is 18th dynasty is where it was found and the things found with it. And this is by far the best preserved of all the coffins we have. It even sounds like wood when you knock on it. We wouldn't dare do that with the others. They would just crumble. This one certainly looks like it should be a female.